Never-ending battles, terrible famine, destruction, and impossible-to-predict tragedy has forced human history to be shrouded in a veil of wonder and mystery that even experts of the modern day have a hard time explaining. With new and emerging technologies, researchers are capable of making startling new discoveries that seem to challenge our modern-day understanding of past human activity and ancient civilizations that have been lost to time. So today, in an effort to better understand these strange puzzles of our ancient past, we will be visiting 5 of the most mysterious ancient megaliths found around the world that expert archaeologists seemingly cannot explain. Coral Castle. One of the strangest mysteries surrounding ancient megalithic constructions is trying to understand the exact process as to how the ancient people of early civilizations were capable of moving massive stones on their own without modern-day advanced technologies. Although a number of theories have been passed around, there is no accepted scientific consensus surrounding any of the working theories surrounding megalithic construction of the ancient days, most notably due to the time constraints of such projects. The ancient pyramids of Giza, according to Egyptian receipts and labour accounts, were supposedly constructed in a short 20-year time span, with only roughly 20,000 people working on the project for the entire length of time. To put this number into perspective, the ancient Egyptians would have had to cut a massive stone weighing 10 times the weight of an average car, moved it to the pyramid, pushed it up a ramp and placed it into position once every 2 minutes per person without a single rest for 20 years. Interestingly enough, back in 1923, a man by the name of Edward Leedskalnin claimed to have solved the mystery of the ancient pyramid construction techniques and, in an effort to prove his theories, spent 28 years alone trying to create his own massive megalithic structure on a plot of land in the city of Homestead located in the state of California. Although Edward Leedskalnin would never reveal the mystery of how the process of megalithic constructions could be replicated with basic tools and manpower, he would go on to construct his own megalithic structure known as Coral Castle. Edward left behind a large number of pamphlets and tour guide information for Coral Castle to be later turned into a museum of some sort featuring information surrounding anti-gravity applications and theories on magnetic field lines all around the Earth that would allow him to construct the stones via electromagnetic levitation. To this day, no one is certain how Coral Castle was built, as Edward Leedskalnin would die due to a kidney infection without ever sharing his knowledge or finishing his construction. Nebran Dolman. Regarded as the national monument of Ireland, the Nebran Dolman is an ancient standing structure dated to go as far back in creation as 3800 BC. Located in an area known as the Burren, of which is a strange region of landscape in Ireland that researchers are still trying to research and understand to this day, the Nebran Dolman is at the centre of interesting theories surrounding ancient Neolithic people once inhabiting the region and creating burial structures for their recently deceased. Recent theory surrounding the burial grounds holds the sentiment that the current standing Nebran Dolman looks entirely different to its original design before degradation occurred over the past 6,000 years. Archaeologists believe that the original structure would have been semi-buried in soil surrounding the structure and contain a large number of stacked rocks on top of the dolmen to allow it to be seen for quite a distance in every direction. The presence of the Nebran Dolman itself also lends substantial evidence to the theory that the Burrens were home to Neolithic people more than 6,000 years in the past. Further research into the Burrens themselves show that unlike anywhere else in Ireland, the Burrens has an unusual temperature and climate when compared to other locations in Western Ireland, allowing the area to have one of the longest growing seasons in both Ireland and Britain, as well as providing a diverse location for rich plant growth and harvesting all throughout the area. This climate would have proven to be incredibly advantageous to any people wishing to build a civilization, with the first step of agriculture being established. La Noche de Pierre. One of the strangest discoveries surrounding possible Neolithic structures discovered in the modern day is that of the discovery of La Noche de Pierre, located in western France at the base of the hills in Brittany. In fact, the site is so mysterious that next to nothing can be recovered surrounding the remnants of the Neolithic stones that stand in the location. According to researchers, there are roughly 77 standing stones in perfect alignment at the foot of Menes Michael, also known as the Hill of Saint Michel de Brespas. Although standing stones might sound like a rather dull discovery, these stones are traditionally so massive that they rival the stones used to build Stonehenge. They appear to be a part of an age-old phenomenon of standing stones scattered in alignment all around Western Europe, dating as far back as the Middle Bronze Age. In fact, there are more than 50,000 examples of standing stones across Ireland, Great Britain, Brittany and France, dating back before the creation of Stonehenge and giving credence to the idea of ancient civilizations having once existed in these areas predating any previously held theories surrounding ancient cities. Due to these mysteries, there have been a number of interesting archaeological theories surrounding these Neolithic structures and their ancient purposes. These theories range from ancient burial sites, massive structures for possible navigation, or large standing structures to get accurate measures of time for native tribes using a primitive form of a sundial. Such theories do not help to explain the placement of the stones, however, as the standing stones of La Noche de Pierre are placed in perfect alignment of 77 stones, and many other standing stones seem to lay in perfect alignments following specific directions regardless of where on the world they are placed. This has led some ancient alien conspiracy theorists to believe that the stones were signs for overhead aviation to locate ancient civilizations or acted as signals to show the exact formation of ley lines covering the Earth. Yangshui Steely Material Quarry. Located in Nanjing, in the country of China, there lies an ancient stone quarry that has been a work site for ancient Chinese dynasties for more than 3 centuries and spanning more than 6 dynasties, dating as far back as 200 AD. Unfortunately, exactly how the quarry was mined and made with such tremendous effort roughly 2,000 years ago is unknown, as back in 1368 AD, the Hongwu Emperor would reopen the quarry location and use the quarry for the construction of his kingdom that would continue up past the early 1400s. Due to these later techniques in stone quarrying, archaeologists have had a hard time recreating what original techniques were used. Despite these more recent cuts, the size, quality and techniques used by ancient people were thought to rival any other building project of ancient times, and the site to this day inspires a strange sense of awe and wonder as to its construction. Today, no quarrying of the site is allowed, as it has been declared to be a culturally historic and significant site that is no longer to be fully disturbed and is actively protected against degradation after the signing of the Provincial Register of Protected Cultural Monuments back in 1956. The site of Gobekli Tepe. It was commonly believed in the timeline of humanity that humans first formed in tribes, then villages, then developed agriculture, and then formed complex nations and allies, and so on, in that order. This might not be the case anymore, as archaeologists uncovered the site of Gobekli Tepe. The dating for the stones and the area appears to go as far back as 10,000 BCE. A much older point in time than people realized humans could have possibly formed complex cities and temples, as agriculture would not have been formed for another couple of thousand years. It is due to this that the site is regarded by many as the single most important archaeological discovery, due to the fact that its existence and finding could profoundly change the understanding that we have of the crucial stages in the early development period of human society and technological advancement. Regarded as the world's first temple, Gobekli Tepe consists of massively carved stones in modern-day Turkey that is arranged in ways that would create complex concentric circles from its base. This would be at about a period of time in human history predating the use of any form of metal tools. Unfortunately, given its popularity amongst fringe groups, a lot of information has been lost due to tourists visiting the site removing large chunks of rock or important engravings on the side of the temple as personal keepsakes for themselves. This has led researchers to halt any further research in the area to first attempt to preserve the site for future conservation with 3D imaging, pictures, weather protection and blocked off pathways from tourists before any other crucial historical information is lost forever surrounding the oldest known human structure. Until such efforts can be finished, no new information surrounding the ancient temple will be published. But what do you all think of these mysterious ancient megaliths found around the world that archaeologists have a hard time understanding? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.